So President Trump is denying rumors of further cabinet shakeups after the dismissal of both Attorney General Pam Bondi and Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. The president is speaking with The Hill during a brief phone interview yesterday, saying reports like this should not be read into and that the country remains on the right track. I want to bring in District Attorney for Suffolk County, New York, Tierney. Ray, good morning to you. And you're a career prosecutor. You've got more than 30 years of experience at both the state and federal levels. So what are the national implications surrounding the replacement of Attorney General Pam Bondi? And what do you make of these reports that basically Todd Blanche is, well, we know he's in the interim role, but that this is somewhat of a trial period for him to take over?
Yeah, well, I think it's an incredibly important position, obviously. And, there are a tremendous amount of challenges that face the individual who's going to be running the Department of Justice. Todd Blanche has been selected, and this would appear to be his tryout period.
All right. I want to bring in Jonathan Fahey from Washington, Jonathan, because if you look at the shakeup in the middle of a shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security, now you've got Pam Bondi in the Justice Department. I mean, this kind of puts a bit of a wrinkle, if you will, in the president's plans and things that he wants to see the Justice Department accomplish. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the shutdown, is challenging because, DHS and DOJ work together hand in hand on so many cases, so many investigations. And I think one of the big challenges going forward, I think Pam Bondi was immensely successful, as well as Todd Blanche, in reducing crime rates. But, when you're looking at things like the National Security Division and other divisions which are down in numbers, it's so important to have prosecutors, the number of prosecutors to keep implementing the agenda, and particularly the National Security Division, because a lot of times their success is not measured by cases they prosecute, but cases they prevent from happening through intelligence and other types of things. So I hope they focus on sort of restaffing some of these agencies within the department to sort of get them up to full strength, because they could even be more successful during the next, 2.5 years of this administration once they do so.
Well, and Ray, the Justice Department reportedly is facing unprecedented national security workforce shortages, high turnover rates, rising threats, expanded responsibilities, and that National Security Division's lost about 40% of prosecutors. That down to 27 from 45 in just 18 months. And another office supporting the FBI and the intelligence community is now 27 positions below authorized levels. So these shortages are in the middle of the United States facing growing threats from countries like Iran and China. Threats to the homeland. Your thoughts?
I think, well, there are shortages across the board, and this is really it's really difficult for the Department of Justice to accomplish their agenda if they don't have the prosecutors to do the job. And I think that there are a lot of outside forces, activist judges, congressional oversight that are really stymieing the Department of Justice from a lot of their big agenda products, a lot of their big agenda items, but they're also being very successful with regard to just prosecuting crimes and keeping violence down.
Well, I mean, I guess the shortages, again, as we look at what's happening on the world stage, in particular, you're in New York, as we move into the FIFA World Cup, that's going to be, these major events happening around the country. I realize this is DHS, but this also is Department of Justice. As you say, they work hand in hand, all of government approach, as we know under the Trump administration. What are your concerns about the state of New York before you go?
I think the state of New York is, we're working very hard. We need, with some of our problematic state laws, we need a strong federal law enforcement presence. We're getting that, but we need to continue it. The Department of Justice needs to continue that. And, there has to be sort of a seamless transition from one leader to the next.
Mm-hmm. Well, certainly we have Todd Blanche in the interim, and the work continues. Ray Tierney, thank you for being with us, Ray. I appreciate it.
Thank you.